after 2 defeats.
The line had completed his last match last night. He still didn't know. There was still a very good chance he could miss out, but he did get through to the final day, and so far he's making the most of it. So next up, as I was saying, it's 2 members of the European team which won Mosconi Cup for the 3rd time in a row just before Christmas. Sanchez Ruiz will start things off against Jayson Shaw.
Yeah, it appears the 1 down, of course. The 2 looks good. I'll tell you, how many Hill matches has Conrad been involved in this week? It's been kind of incredible, really. We expected a lot of close matches. Players getting in more form every day and, of course, ready for the test. And what a test we have here. Kind of what I felt, good chance of being our final later between Shaw and Ruiz.
I make it 8 Hills that Yusichin has played since the tournament began, from 26 matches. Shaw's had plenty himself.
Yeah, and he's really concerned about the 6 here, and I thought he would just kind of stun his ball with a little center, trying to track it 1 rail. I wouldn't worry about getting all the way down. With a shot you're putting a little speed into and cheating the pocket, it could get away from you. Yeah, like that. And I wouldn't hate to end up behind a ball. This is going to end up perfect, actually. Again, we talk about it so often, how the break shot is really, I don't know exactly how to say it, what they really feed off of. First shot of the game, and it's almost like, you know, if you're in the chair, you're sweating every ball going around the table, the cue ball. If you're obviously breaking the balls, you're doing the same. And this guy, nobody has broken better the last 1.5 years.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to find the right word to sum up what you're trying to say there. But I guess if you're breaking well, one term you could use is that it's the bedrock of everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see if he draws up the rail to get a little angle. Yeah, really nice. Didn't try to force it over behind the 8 to get a natural angle. He'll just draw up the side rail. And I think probably no one has broken ran more than FSR this week. Hence why he's ahead.
Done it again at the start of this match against Jayson Shaw. So he's already had a match today. He beat Naoki Oi by 5 racks to 1. So Sanchez Ruiz now on 19 wins. Remember, today it's all about making it into the top 4 to go through to the semi-finals tonight. So you're looking at, well, Konrad Yusichin, best he can get to now is 16 wins. So he's going to be a long way behind him. Then you look at Pagulayan in 5th place. Now, if he was to win all of his remaining matches, he'd get to 19 wins. But he's 37 behind Sanchez Ruiz on the racks difference. And when you take into account that these guys are all going to be playing each other,
Jayson Shaw,
I think we can pretty safely say there is no way Sanchez Ruiz will not be in the last 4 this evening.
Yeah, it's definitely more about the remaining 3 that's going to join him in those semifinals and then possibly a final. Pretty impressive opening match for Jayson. Didn't have much early, down 3-0 against Conrad. And really a lot of resolve and a huge jump shot at Hill. And I like what he did as far as taking on the jump shot after Conrad rolling out. Oh, there's that awful kiss that sometimes produces a golden break, but the other end of it is sometimes the cue ball gets lost.
Start the clock, please.
And that's where the players are going to have to tweak the break and you know, follow the Spanish champion to where he avoids that kiss a lot. Now, he isn't going to get many golden breaks because of it, but it's not what the players are really leaning on when it comes to the break shot. Okay, these are all set up for success. Little stop shot on the 3 carries you to the 4, to the 6, and the 7 in the side. So moving on for what should be a 2-0 lead.
He'll have looked at the table, no doubt, and he knows he's going to be in the semi-finals now. And yes, it makes a difference where you finish in terms of who you then play in the next round, but I don't think he's even going to be too bothered about who that is. All top players, they've all obviously shown a good bit of form to get through. So in a sense, there's no incentive for him, but there'll be absolutely no let-up from him at all. And he will want to stay in this zone he's in all the way through the rest of the day so that he'll be in it by the time we get to the semis tonight.
Yeah, for these players, besides maybe taking a break away from the game and not hitting that many balls for one reason or another, when they're in form, they want to stay in form because the game's so mental. You know, a few so-so strokes off with the speed, that can play into you a little bit later on, even though what looks like matches that don't mean a ton to Ruiz at the moment.
So-so strokes or so-soa strokes?
Yeah,
got knocked out earlier. Yeah,
I was impressed with that young lady, both young ladies, and Thien as well.
Extension called.
Khalid Al Ghamdi found a bit of form towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And
stroke.
Oh, wow, he lost the cue ball off the table, Alex, and missed the 8 on table 2. So a funny little shot there.
I love the way Alex sort of jumped out of the way there of the cue ball, even though it was going in the other direction.
Well, Alex is.
The third rack, Francisco Sanchez.
All the players are like this, and I think sports is just like that in general. But Alex will laugh at himself as quick as anyone else. There's that where he avoids that kiss and gets the cue ball somewhat back to the center. It doesn't always happen, but seems to happen more often than not. Looks like he wants to use the purple maybe to hold the cue ball. Could come across, but he falls on the rail with the pink a little covered up, and it helps things later on for getting shape on the pink. So I think into the purple. Nice shot. Got a choice here, one rail between the 8-9. He probably will come around the 7. Maybe cheat the pocket a little bit.
Hit each other twice already in this tournament. Shaw won in the first phase, Sanchez Ruiz in the second. So reliable at the moment in situations like this. Well, there was one rack yesterday where he missed 2 pots in the same rack, and we're all thinking that's about as many pots as he's missed in a month at any stage during this run. Just an aberration, though.
Yeah, he stays in a nice flow. Well, the same swings we talk about a lot that the better players do, and now 3-0.
Francisco Sanchez
And
Ruiz
play
wins the
pool
rack.
better than this. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz is streaking away here. For Francisco Sanchez Ruiz in this match, in between,
Rack full.
Jayson Shaw
Jayson
scratched
Shaw
off his
break.
break.
Trailing
And the
by
Spaniard
3
ran
racks
out
to
from
1.
that as
2-0,
well.
sorry.
So the Scot is now breaking at 3-0 down.
I don't think it was intentional, but he did switch sides, I think. But he took a hair of speed off, it seemed like. And now a dry break, and again, just like the first match, but nothing going too easily for Jayson Shaw at the moment.
Big match going on over on the other table. Yoy against Alex Pagulayan. Remember, it's all about getting into the top 4. Well, at the moment, Oy is 4th and Pagulayan is 5th. Pagulayan leading 2-1 there, having just won the 3rd rack. That he'll go level on wins with Oy. Could potentially, if he wins by a big margin, move above him on the racks difference.
Looks like a safety coming, falling a little short with position, coming up behind the purple. And that's another sign of why Ruiz has done so well. Just that shot right there, not taking a shot off, meaning getting the most out of that little play there on the safety, not just rolling behind the purple casually, making sure he gets stuck right up on it.
Ball in hand.
Try going some 4 rails around the table there and not hit another ball.
Was it only 4? It felt like about 20.
Start the clock, please.
But a lot of players, when they miss position on a shot like that, get a little frustration, maybe not as much focus on the safety, and you could see how valuable that was. Really getting the most out of that safety, making Jayson come with a very good kick shot. Almost overran here, but he's going to end up perfect. The 6 does go by the 9, so easy position on the 5.
Did have an extraordinary second phase. 9 matches. Bear in mind, against really good players who had played well enough to get through to that stage, and he won 8 of them. Who would have thought that was ever on the cards?
No gimme here.
Extension
Cue ball
call.
near the rail.
So reliable,
Francisco
so
Sanchez,
dependable,
Ruiz, Mr. Rack.
so close to another win. It's 4-0. Into the 4th rack on the other table. Alex Pagulayan 2-1 up on Naoki Oy.
Thank you.
As I've said, Pagulayan will go level on wins with Oy if he wins that. He'll also be level with Pelovanovic and Shaw. So that would mean we'd have 4 players on 16. Yusichin looks to be slipping out of it now. So with Sanchez Ruiz through, it's basically 3 from 4 and so tight between them. Follow the table 2 action at any stage, as throughout the whole event. Matchroom Multisport YouTube is the place you can do just
Back
that.
5. Francisco Sanchez race to break on the hill.
Yeah, now Ruiz with 3 breaks to win this match. You kind of figure he'll probably do it here. They'll just get so many shots after the break. Not a shot here, though. It may have a little piece of the 2, but the 6 there, kind of hard to move the cue ball, get some separation. Might see a push out here. Looks like he can get by the 6, edging the 2. Can't apply a lot of side spin here. And I'd like to creep the cue ball 2 rails towards the 7-8. Does he have enough of it to go for a cross corner bank? It's kind of what he's sizing up, but the angle to me, the bank's definitely playable if he's shooting at it, but can he really hold the cue ball behind the 6 is what he was kind of surveying. Definitely played a 2-way. More of the safety in mind than really making the bank.
Not the first ball he's potted. I think it is.
Yes, it is. And This is, of course, day 8. But easy for these races to 5, right? To have a little frustration set in. Much easier than a race to 9. Go a bit short here.
Seemed to be walking around in a strange sort of demeanor there. I know he's a very laid-back guy, but for him, he was almost mentally half withdrawn there.
And that's what I was kind of talking about in these races to 5. It doesn't take much to feel like things are against you. And more than anything, it's just got to recognize that FSR is playing incredible and things are rolling for him as well. Meaning he's breaking great, of course, but still coming away with a lot of shots, and that doesn't have to happen. But you've got to buy your time.
And even for all that good stuff he's done over the last week in Leicester, he hasn't won a match 5-0 until now. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, thoroughly dominant from start to finish. He's beaten Jayson Shaw by 5 racks to 0.